Hello everyone and welcome back to another Stormworks update video. In this video we are covering the update as of today, which is version 1.1.26. Now with this update we have got one brand new component here on game, and that component is going to be the new friction block. As you can see in front of me, it is a 1x1x1 block. This is meant to of course have a little bit of friction in comparison to a normal block here in Stormworks. Now, the main use case for this is going to be for walkers, any type of mechanical walkers, or even just your like spiders or anything that is needing a lot of friction. Here in Stormworks, this is a great place where you could use this. You could also use this for feet of containers or vehicles. You could do that for a multitude of different things, even with like claw arms for cranes, maybe stabilizer feet for cranes or vehicles. This friction block can become very useful. Now I've got a couple different examples here in front of me. I've got two different blocks. So this block is just a regular block, and this one has actually got the friction feet underneath it. Now if you go over and, for example, see how easy it is for me just to push this around. It doesn't really give me any resistance at all when I push it. However, let's go and start pushing the one that actually does have the friction feet underneath them. You'll see it's much harder for me to actually push this. It actually almost topples over now because there's friction underneath it that's stopping me from actually pushing it along. Okay, now these little friction blocks, you can find them in your inventory. They have a little slider so you can adjust them just like we can with the wheels. You can adjust the grip. You can also do this with a pad. You can adjust the grip of it depending if you need it stronger or if you need it weaker. Does start with 100%, so just be aware of that. Another great example I have is two helicopters. Now on the helicopter here I have got no friction pads. This is just pipes, like a lot of players do. They use pipes on their helicopters. Well, that's great, it looks really cool, but imagine landing on a slope or landing on an uneven surface. Your helicopter can slide around. For example, let's just go and push this at the back here, and you'll see how easy it is for me to actually move this and rotate it. Imagine this is on a slope. This would go and fall quite quickly or slide down that slope very quickly. Now I've got the same helicopter just over here, and you'll notice that I've got friction pads just here in each one of the corners. If I try and move this now, for example go to the back where I was earlier, I can't move this at all. It will not move. That's because the friction is keeping it in place. So there are quite a few use cases for this new friction pad. Obviously it might not be everyone's cup of tea, it might not be the exact block that we're looking for, that we want here in Stormworks, but it is a useful addition, and I can see players using this on their creations, especially for helicopters or anything that you want to stay in place when you've left it or just putting it down. You can also use this possibly on the back of your boats. If you put some cargo on the back and you don't want the cargo to slide around, this could be very useful. So that's pretty much about it for today's update in terms of new components. The dev have gone through and made a lot of fixes like they usually do. I'm not going to cover every single one of the fixes. Along with that, they also said that next week we should or will be getting the release date for the next major update. Now if you guys haven't been following on and listening to the Q&As, the next major update in Stormworks is going to be the steam and nuclear power. So very exciting to obviously know that that is coming out. Once we receive the date, I presume within a week or 2 weeks we should get that. So if we have a rough timeline from my estimates here, we should be looking at about 2 weeks until we get the next major update here in Stormworks. So something that's very exciting. I'm sure a lot of players can't wait to play around with the steam and nuclear, especially with the radiation part of it. I can't wait to see what the devs are going to have up their sleeves for that and how they're going to be able to control it and manage it, and also what kind of add-ons we can actually get done. Now once again, while we're here, if you haven't already checked it out, I did actually just release a new add-on, which is the hunger mechanics here in Stormworks. So if you're looking for a new mod, little thing a little bit more challenging for your career games, so you have to actually eat in Stormworks, that is a new add-on that I've just gone and created. It's over on my Steam workshop, and there is a video. I will link it so you guys can go check it out. Something a little bit fun to do over the weekend. So guys, that's it for today's update. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, smash that like button if you have enjoyed it and you also want to see any of my future content. Hit that subscribe button and remember to click the little bell icon too. And until next week, we will see you then.